at the Now Vetta Bindings. It's the Now's, it's not their most aggressive binding, it's kind of the mid-range, semi-freestyle, more flexy binding. And the Now, as I'm sure everyone knows, has the hinge system. So it works, it feels more like a skateboard truck. And it's a little bit flowy like that. And they have, the high back is pretty soft, and then they have a huge, just super damper footbed. See if it'll come up. There we go. And like you can see it, it's that much foam there. So it's just, you're standing on clouds. But I felt it was very damper, so that was awesome. Just a look on the inside here. So this kind of goes with their hinge system. There's no back to or heel thing on it. The only thing that's on the board is the squishiness and also on the toe. So all you got is the base plate, and it's hooked right here in the middle. I did notice when I was setting it up that I had a hard time getting that first screw into the inserts. So what I actually did was I took out the washer and I just put in the normal screw to get it, because it goes a little bit further down. And then once that was down, then you could do all the other screws. And so I was getting really frustrated in the beginning, and then I figured that out and it helped out, and then I wasn't angry anymore. So that made it a little bit easier for me. So yeah, super cushy, super damper ride on these things. The ankle strap is, it's a squishable foam rubber, I don't really know, but it's very comfortable but supportive. So that's nice. It's got the ratchets work, you know, no complaints there. Fluid, it's got the little take off button. The high back has the adjustability back here, so you just pop it and then you can move it up or down just like normal. And this one is the more flexible version, so you know, it's pretty comfy, and that's good. I rode the more aggressive Now bindings, and I'll be reviewing those later. The high back is much stiffer on that, and you're not actually able to adjust the high back angle. So if you ride a freestyle duck stance, these are only pre-adjusted to 10 degrees, and I noticed it on the stiffer high back, but these flexible high backs you don't really notice. So when I was riding these, I usually ride 15, but I put them at 12, and that seemed to help, and I didn't really notice at all the high back being under rotated, but on the stiffer ones I definitely did. So either, you know, if your stance is already 10 something, then that's cool, and maybe even at 12 you might not, but anywhere further than that I would go with the softer high back that they have. So yeah, so there's the ankle strap. The toe strap's really nice. It never comes off. It never slips. It goes right over your boot. And the adjustment is good. One thing that, so these came with me, they were medium. So they came to me from somebody who had a bigger boot or is already sized to a bigger boot. And I had actually a really hard time adjusting this. So it's got the, this thing to crank off and crank on, but I noticed that it was actually really uncomfortable to try and turn that. It's got these ridges on it, and it was cranked down so hard that I couldn't even do it. I had to get a screwdriver out. And when I was riding, actually, it was constantly on my back foot. This thing was popping up. I'd look down and it'd be popped up. And so, I don't know, it's just something to watch. It's not like a huge deal, but it isn't extremely versatile if you're switching the toe strap sides. Other than that, though, like, I love these bindings. I really enjoy Now bindings. I have a pair. It's one of the men's versions because I couldn't find the women's that year, but they're really fun. They're flowy, and they fit great on this board. I loved it because, like I said earlier in this review, I felt like I was riding my longboard when I was on this, and it was really cool. And yeah, so they're the Now Vetta snowboard bindings.